Well, I'm well excited. Got my first delivery of grass-fed meat. Right, let's have a looky. I only ordered this on the Sunday. And this is what we've got. Oh, brilliant, cool packaging, that's handy. Right, we've got a rump steak. Two sirloin. That's 4 sirloin. Some beef bones for making broth, which I've got a separate thing to show you how to do that. So 2 more ribeyes. And another 2 ribeyes. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 actual meals. So I've just turned the thing on. 10 actual meals. And then with the bones for the bone broth, I'd probably get 2 weeks worth of bone broth out of there as well. So you could almost, because I have bone broth instead of a meal sometimes. So you could basically take that really as another 3 or 4 meals. So I've got all that for under £100, including delivery. Ordered it on Sunday, it was bank holiday Monday, and today is Tuesday and it was delivered here, sorry, today is Wednesday and it was dispatched on Tuesday here today. So it's overnight delivery, fantastic. So what I will be doing is I'll be cooking some of these steaks at some point and then showing you what they're like. But these are all grass-fed, superb, absolutely, they look amazing. So in here there's 2 ribeye steaks. I'm only going to be cooking the one. So let's open her up, because they all come freeze packed. What I do like to do with my ribeyes, there's that beauty. I'll just wash my hands. Right. So look at that beautiful marbled steak. So what I like to do before I cook is give it a very good dose of salt. Wash my hands again. Obviously when handling raw meat, always make sure you do a lot of cleanse. And I will tend to leave that, so nicely salted, I'll tend to leave that for about 15 minutes just to let the salt really penetrate into the meat. So after a little while, get the heating going. Get some heat on the pan, nice and hot, we want it. Now what I tend to do is, because I make bone broth, I collect the fat that settles on the top of the bone broth, so it's like a tallow. So I tend to put about a spoonful in there, so it's a animal fat. You can use butter as an alternative. But what you want to do is get the pan really nice and hot. So I shall leave that for a minute and then we'll deal with the temperature in a little while. Once you've melted it on the pan and you've got the pan nice and hot, you just need to transfer the steak to the pan. I tend to just add a bit more salt. So I'm not going to bore you with the cooking process, but basically I like mine quite medium rare. So I tend to cook mine on a very hot pan for about 2 minutes on either side. And this one looks a bit thicker, so I might do it just a little bit longer on both sides. But what that does, it gives you a nice crisp outside and a nice juicy inside, which I'll show you once it's cooked. Right, so let's turn her over. Look at that, nice, beautiful, crisp outside. Really juicy on the in. So just add a little bit more salt. Let's have a look how she's doing. Just a couple of minutes in. Yep, looking beautiful. So I'll just get a plate. One of the most important things about serving a steak, if anyone has their sort of knowledge, I'm just going to quickly just seal some of the edges. Don't need to do this, but I just like the crispiness of it all. Right. Is you let it rest. So you should let it rest nearly as long as you've let it cook. So I'm going to turn the heat down now and I'll do myself some eggs. So I'm just going to add some more fat. And here you go. So let me just show you. So the steak is lovely. It's beautifully cooked on the outside, nice and moist on the in. Oh my god, absolutely. People go on about the grass-fed meat being the top quality. That's why I thought I'd give it a go. Well, I can honestly say that is melt in your mouth good. So I'm going to finish my breakfast. Well, that's the best answer I can give. I can honestly say, I mean, I'm now on my 3rd month of doing the carnivore, and I pretty much been using butcher's meat from the local butchers, and occasionally supermarket meat. I'm not a big fan of supermarket meat, but you know, needs must sometimes. However, I obviously experimented with trying these this grass-fed, and I can honestly say the butcher's meat is superb. It's brilliant, it's good value, very tasty, but what I've just eaten there is on a totally different platform. The taste is incredible, and the interesting thing is the fat just dissolves as you eat it. So anyone that doesn't like the texture of eating fat and things like that, honestly, this is different class. This is absolutely outstanding, and I can't recommend it high enough. But I understand people's budgets, and I would suggest if you can't afford the grass-fed meats, then that you go for butcher's meats, because one, you can work out where the origins are from and all that, that you know how long they've been sitting in the butchers rather than in supermarkets where but my god, oh my god, that was unbelievably good. I'm obviously, where I can, I'm going to try and stick with grass-fed meat, but obviously with budget restraints, then I'll have a mixture between grass-fed and butcher's meat. So unbelievable, absolutely unbelievably good.